What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com, CEO, MTS Nutrition, and Exos trainer. That's a good shot. Look at that. My arms don't look that small. Okay, anyway, guys, check it. I'm going to go into some questions here because it's Q&A. We're going to get right to it. Now, I will admit, for some reason, the order of these got all fucked up. So, there might be some repeat questions I answer twice. If so, bear with me. If not, let's rock and roll. Let's get on with the show. Spencer Waters asks, any tips on how to target belly fat and low back fat? I'm already pretty lean, but need the abs and low back to catch up. I know if you lose fat in one place, you have to lose it everywhere else too, but are there any supplements that can help? The answer is, those are going to be the last two things to go because you're male. Males tend to store their body fat in their lower back and their stomach. Now, Yohimbine HCL, I make MTS Nutrition and Ethitech Nutrition Yohimbine. Okay, that has been shown to help liberate fat from those areas. However, you still have to lose fat. You still have to diet. For that, I'll defer you to my book, dropfactorbook.com. But Spencer, Yohimbine will help. Drop Factor will help. However, it's up to you to lose more fat because those will not go away and nothing works unless you do. And that's the last thing to go in dudes. So, the answer is you just need to fucking diet longer and diet harder. And for more information on how to diet, go to dropfactorbook.com. From Hayden Pratt. Mark, I am currently training to a Spartan obstacle race. Oh man, I want to give a shout out to my man Chris Wheeler. He's a guy who I help with his diet. He's an obstacle course racer, and we've managed to get his calories pretty low to lose fat, but carb him up for the races. Pretty fun to do that. It's like training a real athlete, unlike you fake ass bodybuilders like me. We're not athletes. What is the best way to train for this while trying to maintain muscle mass? I'm doing high intensity hill sprints twice a week, doing 2 full body weight training days with a distance run in between. Thanks in advance. Love your content. Honestly, I'd increase those full body weight training days to 3 days a week to get more frequency. Make sure to get heavy weights to overload. Rep range between 3 and 10 reps or somewhere in there. Just make sure to overload the muscle. The distance run is an issue. However, getting that stimulus from the full body workouts, getting adequate protein at a gram per pound of body weight, and you're eating enough food to compensate for the caloric loss, I think you'll do just fine, bro. But at the end of the day, you don't want to be too heavy for these things because a lot of them, I've done one before. You guys have seen this on here. I did the, back when Battle Frogs, the LA one. You have to grip onto shit. And honestly, I couldn't do any of them because I'm too fucking heavy. Keep that in mind. But, again, best way, stimulate with weights about 3 times a week and keep your calories a little bit higher. Adrian Perdomo asks, I hope he doesn't read this, I just read this. I love my coach, but we're human and disagree on multiple things, i.e. which shows I should do this year. How should I handle this? Well, he's your coach. When you hire a coach, you listen to him. However, show choice, I don't know who your coach is, where he thinks he can tell you what shows to do. That's up to you. You're the one paying the money. If you want to do a show, do a fucking show. It's his job to bring you in. Now, if my client wants to do a show that's too close, I'm going to be like, look, I'm either going to kill you or not going to come in shape. But as the client, it's up to you to decide that. So know that with any capitalist purchase, unless you're in some fucking third world socialist country, with any capitalist purchase, you can do what the fuck you want to do. And if he doesn't like that, fire him. There's plenty of good coaches like this guy right here. MarcLobliner.com, MarcLobliner.com for my rates. I'm an online coach. I ain't going to coach you in person. David Bradley, how can I increase my deadlift? My legs always feel very shaky, even though the rest of my body could go heavier. I've tried training legs more and nothing happened. That has to do with some stability issues and probably just fatigue in the legs. I would start out with deadlifts. Make sure that you're not doing those last in your workout, especially a back workout. Make sure you don't do squats before deadlifts. Have to address that because I didn't get any specificity here. But work on the stability core movements of deadlifts. Let's start with the basics. Do a wall-facing deadlift. Search my name and wall-facing deadlift on YouTube. Essentially, you stand with your toes about 4 inches from the wall. You grab a kettlebell or a dumbbell between your legs, and you deadlift. Keeps you straight, keeps you looking forward, keeps your posture there, neutral spine, and that's what you want to do. And then it just takes more work deadlifting. You need to practice it. And for a good deadlifting, look into Westside's conjugate system. I know that Birdman at Tiger Fitness swears by it, and Laura Sweat over at the Sweatshop uses it. And Westside produces a lot of epic athletes. So look into the conjugate program if you're looking into increasing your deadlift. But the best way to increase your deadlift is to deadlift. Lindsay Richard Clark. What's the best way to guess body fat percentage? At my leanest, I was 187, had veins everywhere, traps, legs, arms, etc., but abs still weren't as fine as I like. I could see feathers in quads and shoulders. Probably 8 to 10%. You're probably just storing storing fat in your abdominal area, and that's totally normal for dudes to do. Just need to lose more fat, bro. Just need to lose more fat. It is what it is. You know. Chris Schlitt. Why does my left tri always give out during bench press? It feels like it's dead weight and can't do nothing after that on that arm. I get that checked out. That could be a nerve issue or something weird getting in the way and kind of impinging on that. I have no answer for you. If your left tri does that to that extent, get it checked. Just get it checked. Mike Hopper. You know what? That's mentioning an MLM brand. My Facebook newsfeed is blown up with people pushing Plexus. I'm sure it sucks. Give me thoughts on it. If you're sure it sucks, go with your gut feeling. I'm not a big fan of multi-level marketing companies. I have many videos on why I don't like them. The reason being the margin has to be here. So the cost of product for like a product that sells for $50, their production cost is around $3. Whereas if I had a $50 product, the production cost would be like $20. See what I'm saying? It's all about the payment. It's all about getting people their beamers if they sell enough. Too many hands in the cookie jar. It's just a fucked up business model when you want quality supplements. I think they're horrible. Just my thought. Not on Plexus, but on the multi-level marketing business model in general. Hey Mark, what are your thoughts on this new MENT craze? Is it a pro-hormone? How are they able to openly sell and market on YouTube? No idea. No idea what MENT is. MENT used to be a steroid that was stronger than Trenbolone. I remember looking it up back in the day when I was at Weider. Out of curiosity, because I heard someone say it. I don't know if that's the one you're talking about, but they're selling it because they're breaking the law, and the FDA, DEA are too busy to go down and kick their ass. What are your thoughts on topical fat loss products? I have seen different kinds from companies like ATP, MPA Subs, and Shrink Toning. I've seen that Ronnie Coleman uses Shrink Toning on his Instagram. Just wondering what your thoughts are and if MTS had thought about producing a product like this. Absolutely not. First of all, they're marketing it as a cosmetic topical when in reality, it's a transdermal drug delivery system. Transdermal is illegal and they will be shut down sooner or later, but they're promoting it as a cosmetic and not for fat loss. By doing that, they have the cosmetic laws on their side. However, we all know that transdermal is a great delivery for drugs, hence the andro patch, right? So, I think they're silly. I think that diet will do just fine for you. And I think you could be causing some localized water loss, but they're not localized because once it goes through the skin, it's systemic absorption. So bottom line is, Ronnie's my boy. I love him to death, but I don't like him. If you could only take one supplement the rest of your life, what would it be and why? Probably ambrosia nectar, because I don't want to die. And I think it's a really healthy product. Very healthy supplement, makes me feel good, tastes good, and it's the best on the market, the only one of its kind. Recommendation from Anthony Castillo. Recommendation on wearing a lifting belt. Wear it for whole workouts or just for heavy sets? Just for heavy sets. I don't want to see you walking on a treadmill with a fucking powerlifting belt on. Also, you need a powerlifting belt, one that's the same width all the way around. The reason belts work is they increase your intra-abdominal pressure by pushing against the belt, right? It does nothing. You don't need one where it's thin in the front and wide in the back. That proves nothing. You want it the same width in the front as it is in the back, so you can push your abdominal against it, and that's where you create that internal corset effect where you stabilize your body. From Alex Gaynor. Hey Mark, I was wondering if you go into more detail on how BCAAs could benefit intermittent fasting. Well, I mean, they stimulate, mTOR and protein synthesis, all that good stuff. So they're going to help you maintain, not losing lean mass, not losing muscle, could keep you in an anabolic state. However, if you're using branched chains while you're intermittent fasting, you are not fasting. You are in a fed state because branched chains are nutritive. So if you are using BCAA during intermittent fasting, you're not intermittent fasting. You're simply drinking branched chains all day and then eating at night, but you're not intermittent fasting. But there are benefits to it. I think it's a better idea. But again, it's not intermittent fasting. Jimmy Johnson. If you weren't taking so much caffeine every day, do you think you would still get everything done you usually would? Yeah, I'm fine without caffeine. I've gone without caffeine many days. However, I really fucking like caffeine and I'm going to keep using it. Cody James, any tips for people entering their first physique show as a natural athlete? Same tips I'd have for people entering their first physique show on a ton of drugs. The tip is, when you think you're lean enough, lose 10 pounds. That's the main tip. The tip is it's gonna suck. The tip is it's not gonna be fun. The tip is that you need to go hard in the paint every single fucking day. The tip is that it's not easy. The tip is that you need to be shredded and you need to outwork people. The tip is that you are going to destroy your relationships around you while you're prepping. The tip is your job will suffer. The tip is if you're in school, your school will suffer. The tip is if you're natural, you might not be able to get your dick to work for your girlfriend. The tip is your libido will drop and you will not be able to use that tip. The tip is doing a show is a very selfish thing. And unless the people around you are aware of how selfish and idiotic you are for doing a show, and unless they are willing to support you, even though you're a complete fucking douchebag in those last 4 weeks leading up to the show or more, the fact if they don't know that after the show you're still gonna be fucked up till probably 3 months afterwards, and your dick still might not work for your girlfriend, those are my tips. But if you want to get on stage and bring the fucking nasty, you bring the nasty and you don't go weak, you go hard and you get shredded as fuck. From George Gutierrez, will insurgent be okay for an 18-year-old? What kind of benefits can I see while on this for several months? I don't know about muscle gain in a shorter time. I know that when you have higher testosterone, we had a 20-year-old take their testosterone level. It went from 900 to 1400. So even if it's already high, it's going to make it higher. The benefits are what higher test will bring. Increased energy and increased performance and increased lean mass and lower fat and all that good stuff. However, people argue how much more test you need for it to be super physiological. I argue that a 20 to 40% increase is damn good, and it will lead to beneficial environment for your body to gain lean mass. However, people argue that all day long. My thought is take it, see how you like it. There's always a money back guarantee on Insurgent. However, I believe you will love it and you'll at least like the increased erectile frequency. From Chair Dewey. Hey Mark, what's your advice for having more energy while fasting? I have none. I really don't. Other than take pre-workout supplements or caffeine. Honestly, dude, I've never fasted in my life. I've never gone other than when I sleep without food. So I'm not the dude to ask that. Go ask one of those intermittent fasting gurus. I wish I could help you. How does Peak Physicor work and how would it stack with drop factor? I actually answered this in my last vlog. Basically, what happens is, let me go over the ingredients real quick, is that, Peak O2 is a group of adaptogens. It's shown to increase your VO2 max, cardiorespiratory endurance, cardiovascular endurance, strength output, power output, endurance, all that good stuff. Physicor is actually non-hormonal. It elicits a 2 times increase in bench press over placebo. These are human clinical studies. It elicits a tremendous lean mass gains, tremendous fat loss gains. However, in the data, it simply states that they are not quite sure 100% of the mechanism of action. All we know is that it is causing these effects non-hormonally. There's no negative health effects in the health panel they done on it. And there's no negative hormonal effects. There's no hormonal effects at all, really, in the hormonal panel. All we know is that it does this, and it's safe, and it's going to lead to epic gains. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. New one coming up soon, and that's not a game. So I'm looking at my email this morning. I get a mass email from one of the other sites that sell supplements that you're just a number to, right? They were bragging that one supplement line was free shipping. Bro, if you order over $99 in product in the continental US any day of the week, free shipping anywhere in the US, at continental USA. Free shipping on orders over $99 at tigerfitness.com. Why even look at the other guys? And also, we ship from Vegas and Ohio. Most places in the US are a 1 to 2 day ship, and that's not a game.